Teresa, this is Celebration Elevation, and I'm here with my daughter-in-law Marissa, and we are actually on the site where she and my son got married last June. And we are out here on the actual dance floor. And I don't know if you can see behind us, but
family of deer
back there. Okay, so what I want to do today is just talk to Marissa about the wedding, about things she might do differently, about things that she is happy that she did, and then we will just see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Okay, so first thing is, do you have any regrets for that day?
I mean, I have regrets on my own end. I think one thing we could have communicated a little better with maybe our photographer was some family poses that we want. I don't have any pictures of just me, which kind of sucks.
That's true.
I'm this is the best I've ever looked and will ever look, but there's no pictures of just me. So
there are not.
Yeah.
And I can corroborate.
So that's one thing. So, and I mean, it's not our photographer's fault. She was great, but I think she gave me the opportunity to tell her exactly what I wanted, and we did with a lot of things. Mm-hmm. But I think we're missing a couple family combinations, and just some of me would have been nice. So yeah, but that was my fault. And then
I don't think that was your fault. I mean, you've never gotten married before.
No, I know,
so
but
I mean,
I think it's obvious. It's one of those two obvious things that you kind of forget about, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she did give me ahead of time. Marissa asked me for a list of combinations of people that we wanted photos of, and I didn't think I needed to say my husband, myself, and them, which we have no pictures of.
See, it's so obvious that it's you
that
forget.
one. I thought of whatever cousins in them, but it wasn't me and my husband and my sons and Marissa.
Yeah, we
together.
Don't have that picture.
We don't have that picture, and that seems a no-brainer. Yeah. So that's those are the things you want to think about, even though it seems like it would be obvious, or you've seen it in everybody else's wedding album. And
even on the day, I didn't even if I would have realized that we didn't get this combination, but things are flying by. I didn't even realize.
Yes, absolutely true. Yeah.
And I didn't even realize I didn't get any of myself. I didn't even think about it until I'm looking through pictures later. That's kind of weird. I didn't get any of myself.
That's true. And she actually, because this is actually our property, she got ready in my house, in my bedroom, my bathroom, and so I was in there watching her get ready, and there's no picture of just her and her mom. There's a picture of her mom fake putting on her shoes, or
zipping up my dress,
fake zipping up her dress. There's a picture of me putting on her earrings because they were my mom's earrings that I had given her. So you can see the side of my head. You can't even tell it was me putting them on her.
I think it's a cute picture, but I think just kind of the portraits in general, we should have thought through a little more.
I agree.
When giving a list, but okay. I
agree.
So that was one thing.
Yeah.
Planning wise, maybe vows. So I pulled out a piece of paper and read my vows, which, okay. But I know one of Kevin's regrets is that he didn't write his down. So he pulled out his cell phone in the middle of the ceremony to read his.
Right.
After the fact, you think about everything after the fact and realize it, but they have these really cute vow books that we could have put our vows in, and it would have looked a lot nicer in pictures and stuff.
I'm sweating away
that's
mosquitoes.
Another thing that happened in our wedding, the fly buzzing around our whole ceremony.
There was a
fly buzzing around.
It made them laugh.
But yeah, I think I think there's leather vow books and stuff that look really
good
nice.
To know. I mean, that's something that a bride would want to know.
Right, and I think that would have been nicer. I pulled out a sticky note, and Kevin's has his phone.
Yeah.
And so that could have been thought out a little better, I think, on our part. The only other thing isn't planning wise necessarily, but I didn't look at Kevin when I walked down the aisle at all.
Oh, you didn't?
No. I was.
What were you looking at?
Everyone staring at me. Everyone is literally staring at me.
It is intimidating to have everyone stand up and look
They're
at
all
you.
like smiling and like most of them are like crying, and you're trying not to cry.
That's
And,
totally true.
oh my god! So I'm like holding back tears, and like I wanted to look straight ahead at him, but I knew if I did, I would just start bawling my eyes out, and so I didn't. But I regret not doing it because I'm like, I didn't even get to see his face walking down the aisle.
But we have pictures of his
there's
face.
pictures, but I didn't get to see it in person. Like I would give advice of like take a second and stand there and just kind of take it all in before you even start walking. I think
That's true, yeah. And you had a long distance to walk when you walked. That was another thing.
We had a couple pauses, but I think like pausing while everyone's like up staring at you, kind of take everything in.
Yeah.
So you're not the whole time, because I felt like the walk down went just super quick, and I'm like, I didn't even get to like look at Kevin. Like it was
That's good
super
advice.
fast.
That's good advice. I would say for me, as far as like when that was all happening, so my son Kevin walked me down the aisle to be seated, and we did take a minute for us to give each other like a big hug, and that meant everything to me. And I think, and there's a picture of that, and that means a lot to me too. So I would say definitely for like the mom, and I wish, I wish we would have thought for him to give his dad a hug too, even though he didn't walk his dad down the aisle. It would have been nice to have
like
that.
a nice moment.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like his dad's regretting that or anything. But we have that, and that's really nice. And then as far as like you didn't have like the ceremony was not long at all. They didn't have like people speaking or like a poem being read or someone singing. It was basically all about you guys, and and the ceremony was the officiant was Kevin's uncle, who's also his godfather, and so that was special. So it was just basically the three of you that were involved in the ceremony.
Yeah. And we did that on purpose. Like we wanted it to be like, even though we had like a ton of people, it was like 180 people or something. Even though there was like a lot of people kind of sitting there, we wanted it to be like more intimate to just us and like how we really like felt. We didn't do we did really short vows. We we read our own short vows and then did kind of traditional as well. But we kind of made it like not a bunch of like fluffy stuff. We just like kind of straight to the point of like, this is how we feel, and kind of ended it there, because I don't know, it's like we know how we feel about each other, and it's like a private thing, and like we don't have to say everything in front of 180 people. So
no, that's absolutely true.
We've both been to long weddings, and we didn't want a long ceremony because it was also middle of June, which is hot.
Yeah.
And so we kind of thought people would appreciate not having a super long ceremony. So
yeah. We did one thing that I would really suggest if you have an outdoor wedding, especially if it could be potentially warm. We did have like little cold water bottles for everyone everyone who was here. So that was like nice. I think I think that's always appreciated. I had seen that done at my niece's wedding actually. And she got married in August in the sun, and it was like hot. So that was really, I think people really appreciated little things like that. People appreciate. Yeah. So talk about the first look with. Usually they do the first look with the groom, but you didn't do that. So what did you do?
I did a first look with my dad. I wanted to have a really special moment with my dad. I felt like he deserved that, and we have a close relationship, and I wanted a special moment with him. And I didn't want Kevin. We agreed we didn't want to see each other before the ceremony. Yeah. So I did a first look with my dad instead, and I joked with my dad the whole time leading up to it that he was gonna cry and he was gonna be emotional, and he was.
Did he think he wouldn't?
No, he knew, but he
Okay,
was
yeah.
like, "Oh, you're making fun of me," and I'm just like, just saying, I know it's gonna happen, but
Yeah,
no,
I watched it, and he was. Yeah.
he was he was super emotional, which made me super emotional.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "You're making me cry right before I'm about to walk down the aisle. This isn't cool."
Yeah.
But we got some amazing pictures
Yeah.
and video. Like, I highly recommend having a videographer because, like, yeah, pictures are awesome to have and they turned out beautiful, but having like the video is kind of like a whole nother thing. Like, it's like you can relive that whole
Right.
moment, like the
Yeah.
whole movement and everything. So, but yeah, that first look was emotional. But I even I've recommended it to other people. Like, you know, our friends have gotten married since then, and I have my sister and another friend getting married this next year, and so I've recommended a first look with dads, like, for them as well, because I think it was just a really awesome moment. So.
I think so too. And you know, the groom has a first look moment when the bride comes walking down the aisle.
Right.
And
that's what we wanted.
Yeah. I like that. I mean, we did that at my wedding too. We didn't see each other before the wedding ceremony, so that was nice. So I know one thing that we all appreciated that we didn't really decide on until, well, okay, first let me go back a little bit, because this was during, they got engaged right before COVID. So their engagement party took place here on March 14th, 2020, which was like the day before the world closed.
Yeah.
And so they came over the next day to open their presents, and we were like, oh my gosh, we're like, nobody's going to work Monday. It's like,
It was weird.
That was weird. And that was like the last time we even had physical contact
With a lot of family.
with any, like, from then on, whenever they would come over to like get something, it was like in the driveway. We would like set it down, you would get it. So that was like the last day we were all together. So then when we were planning the wedding, it was difficult because there were a lot of places that, you know, we were planning it for the next year, 2021. But there were a lot of venues that were saying, well, you know, you can only have 20 people, or you can only have...
Or 50 even.
Yeah, 50. Yeah. And if you have a bigger family, which both sides do, 50 people is like,
nothing.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
That's not even cousins. And so we were a little nervous about that. So we had, in the very beginning, we had offered we have 5.5 acres. We offered the property to them. We could kind of make it into a wedding venue if they wanted, but they had found like other places that were beautiful, so they put their money down on another place. And then it was getting closer, and the wedding guest list was getting longer. And so how long before the actual wedding did you come to us and say, you know how you offered? You remember that offer?
Remember the offer? It still stands, right? It was 3 months before the wedding.
Yeah.
It was 3 months. I swear I planned like 3 completely separate weddings in that year and a half. It was wild. And we planned this one in 3 months.
Yes.
Like, it was, we did have like a lot of our vendors already set. Like, we had our photographer, our caterer, and DJ. I think that's really it, though. I think all the other vendors, we kind of...
The food?
Yeah, the caterers.
Oh, caterers,
yeah.
yes.
And we did have desserts, too, decided. But, like, the rest of it, we kind of had to plan during those last 3 months, which is, like, crazy, because everything's booked at that point.
Yeah.
And you also have to think of completely other vendors that you wouldn't have to think of if you're at a venue.
Like the lighting.
Lights, which turned out amazing. The lighting was awesome. But yes, if you're having a backdoor wedding or backyard wedding, you need lights.
Yes. And
that's something you don't think about, but you need lights in your backyard.
Exactly. And you know, you can see we're just in the middle, like when the sun goes down in a little while, it's going to be pitch black out here. There are no lights. So we had some like uplighting that we put in just for the wedding, like just solar lights that we put out, you know, for parking and that kind of thing. But for like the dance floor and for, you know, the tables around it,
just to be able to see to walk around.
yes, I mean it looked beautiful. It looked like a fairyland.
It
you
did.
know?
We had like string lights zigzagging over all the tables, and then over the dance floor we had like canopy lighting.
And then
we had
shepherd's poles on the way to the
a whole nother thing.
Can we talk about bathrooms? Because I mean, I knew I didn't want 200 people trying to use my bathrooms.
Right.
We're on a septic system, so
So if you have your wedding at your own house, you need a bathroom trailer.
yes.
They make them nice. Like
They're
a bathroom,
so
I know
nice.
a bathroom
They're
trailer
so nice.
sounds gross. Like it's like, oh, like a porta potty trailer.
Yeah,
no,
you're
it's
thinking
not
about
like that.
It's not on the side of the road kind of
It's not
place.
icky.
No.
It was very nice.
Really pretty. They're decorated. They have a little like sink and mirror and everything.
Toiletries. They had like little toiletries. Oh, you actually put
I
that.
put the toiletries in.
Okay, celebration elevation right there. Put the
There we
toiletries in the bathroom trailer because
So-
much appreciated.
What I did.
You put talk about what you put in there because that was I had
So
people
I had a
commenting about it.
basket in each one. We had 3 bathrooms, right?
I think four.
Four.
But
There
one
were
went out of
4.
order
One
with
went-
3.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
3.
So we had 3 to 4 bathrooms for our like almost 200 guest wedding.
Yeah.
So in the basket I had okay, I will put this in the description below just so you have this list. But there were things like mints, there was like wipes, like just not
Like hand wipes.
Hand wipes. There was also just like facial wipes because it was hot. There were tampons because, you know,
Feminine products.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There was Band-Aids and Tylenol.
I was gonna say
and
Tylenol, yeah.
Antacids, and they make all these things individually packaged. So it was all like just everything was just a single use product. So that was very helpful, and I think people
I had
really
several
did.
people comment to me about how nice that was to have those things in there. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, I really needed Tylenol, and it was
Yeah.
like in there, and I really needed this, and it was already in there. So it was, I think that was
Good. Yeah. And
little things.
Yeah.
Gotta think of those
things
little
like that.
details.
And that's what you have to do. Like, kind of think, like the weddings you've been to, like what you wish you would have had at that wedding, what you wish they would have had for you, that kind of thing. And then, you know, some of the things that maybe people did have that you thought, that's a great idea, never would have thought of that. So those are...
Yeah, like one of the things we did was like a little kids area.
Yes, that
with
was...
like coloring and stuff, and I think that was a hit.
It was a very big hit.
Yeah.
So we had under a tree, we had all these blankets laid out, and we put signs, you know, kids zone or something like that, and we had color books, we had crayons, we had sticker books, just little things like that for the kids to play with. And there were several, like probably age, you know, like 4 to 7-ish kids, I would say, that really appreciated that little area, and so did their parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send them over there.
Exactly. So what did we cover? We covered lights and
Bathroom.
Bathroom. That's so
Important.
Okay. Here was what I was getting to. So as we went on trying to get this all together, her mom and me and Marissa doing most of it, but we finally, Marissa thought of checking into, I don't know if you've looked into prices of wedding planners. Super expensive. So it's like,
And it was planned. We didn't need a whole wedding
yeah,
planner, you know,
and
so.
I mean, we both like doing that stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, we were having fun with it, and her mom too. We were making things and doing that. But, you know, the day of the wedding, you don't want somebody coming up to you and saying, "Oh, by the way, the garbages are really full.
I'm over there in my wedding dress.
Exactly.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that. Or there's no parking place for someone, or such and such vendor can't find where they're supposed to be, or a toilet is clogged, God forbid. Anything like that. You don't want them coming to any of you in the family. And you don't want to put that on one of your friends either, because that's a guest. You want them to enjoy your wedding. So
we hired a day of coordinator, which oh my God, this is one of the best things we did for our wedding.
Yeah.
Was have them kind of facilitate. Like, they actually helped us. They came the day before for the rehearsal dinner, and our whole rehearsal, they kind of walked us through everything, how things should look. They got all the timing down for like the songs that we had and everything, which was also super helpful because we've never done this before. We don't know what we're doing. And so it was really nice having them. They like told us, okay, like, you guys go, and then the next one, you guys go, and like they just like facilitated that whole thing, and it helped so much. Like, it ran so smoothly. And then the day of, I was so stress-free and like enjoyed the entire day because I didn't have to worry about all those like little details, like all those things. Like, I literally woke up that morning, I didn't have to worry about a thing for the whole day except getting ready and getting married and having fun. And like, that's how it should be. And I've recommended a day of coordinator to, again, all of our friends, family that are in like planning weddings.
God,
and
I hugged
like,
them so hard at the end of that.
Oh my gosh,
they were so hard. It was a mother-daughter. What was it called?
Best day ever.
Best day ever.
Tag them. You have to tag them or something.
We will definitely.
They were awesome.
But they were awesome, and it was a mom and daughter, and they were both so nice to everyone. First of all, they were just kind people, but they were just like, they had it together, and they were sweating. Those women were running around.
Oh yeah.
They were moving things because we had the ceremony over here and then the reception over here, and so they were moving some of the chairs and stuff. People obviously like pitched in and helped them, but they made sure everything got where it was supposed to be. And so,
and even all our little like other tables that we had around the property, like we had like a guest book table, and like the gift table and like a memorial table, like all that stuff, they made sure we're all in their places, like first thing in the morning, like ready for the day. So super
and they
helpful.
made them look pretty. They made them look really pretty.
That was the other thing is like we kind of rehearsed how we wanted all the tables to look, because we kind of like made or borrowed things. Like, we didn't buy a ton of stuff really for like the table decor, so we kind of rehearsed how we wanted it all to look, took pictures, and we just sent them the pictures, and they actually like brought it up on the property, set it all up, made it look pretty, matched my picture, so they knew exactly what I wanted.
So we actually sat in our house, her and her mom and I did, and we had fabrics, we had some lace, we had different things,
flowers,
and flowers, and so we would just like see how we liked things set up for the different tables. We just put it all out and then took pictures, and it made it so easy.
Because we literally just sent it to them the day before, and then they knew exactly how everything needed to be.
And then what we would do is we would put all of the things for that table. Let's say it was dessert table, so we would get a paper bag, put everything that would go on that table in that bag, and label it dessert table, and so that
with the picture, and then
super organized like that. So that way it looked the way she wanted it to look, not the way maybe a coordinator wanted it to look or somebody else wanted it to look. So it was exactly how she wanted it.
Keeping organized is like a huge thing for a wedding, because you will feel completely like stressed out and all over the place if it's not completely organized. So there's like, oh my gosh, you'll have to link the Amazon book you got me, the wedding book. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this wedding book.
I gave her a book for her as soon as she got engaged, because she's like me, she likes to write lists and make all these like
be organized.
And so I knew which one I would want, so I found it and got it for her for their engagement. And
Yeah.
she used it, and I
Oh
was
my
so
gosh.
excited.
Yeah, it was so nice because
And you got it for your sister now.
I did, and I recommended it to one of my friends that's also planning her wedding. I'm like, this is the best wedding
I will
book.
link that.
Because it is like, it's got place for your like entire calendar for like a year leading up to your wedding. Like you can put stickers where you want the calendar to be. It's got room for guest list, for gift list, for like every event leading up to it, like your bachelorette party stuff, your bridal party stuff, just all of that information in one spot. Vendor information is all in there. Budget, all your budget stuff. It even gives you like suggestions of like percentage of your budget should go to this.
That's great.
Yeah, which is super helpful because you don't know how much. You're like, how much of my budget should go to flowers? You don't know.
Right.
So it's just nice to, like, you don't have to follow it exactly, but it's just to have those suggestions if you have no idea where to start. Because I mean, I've never planned a wedding before. I don't know how much I should be spending on, like how, like what percentage of my budget should go to all these different things. So that was nice. It also gave suggestions on schedule leading up to your wedding. So it's like, oh, 6 months before your wedding, you should have this done, or you should be sending these out. And then like 4 months before your wedding, this is what you should have done. 3 months before your wedding, this is what you should have done. Just so you can kind of, it may be things that you didn't even think you needed to do, really. And so you're like, oh, I need to make sure I don't even know, have my rings by this time, or order flowers by this time. Because that was another thing we did, is we ordered flowers from, I think, Sam's Club. We ordered all our own flowers, and my maid of honor actually helped a lot with that, was putting all our bouquets together and
decorative.
Yeah, and like the tables, like placements and all that, and our arbor, all kinds of stuff. So that was another thing though, like flowers cost a lot of money, guys. Like
They do.
to get them at like a flower shop arranged, like, oh my gosh.
And these were beautiful flowers. They were roses and greenery and
baby's
everything.
breath
Yeah.
and it was so much of a money saver to get them through like Sam's Club. You can also get them through like Costco, I think.
Yeah.
But they come like a few days before. You stick them in the fridge. They last the whole time. You can also get petals for like down the aisle and all that, or even on the tables, which we did. We bought like packs of petals.
I know,
mosquitoes everywhere. But yeah, money saver right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was good.
That was good. What else do we want to tell them? You know, something that I thought was really nice that I hadn't seen at a lot of weddings was the memorial table. And I thought that was really meaningful. So, you know, if you have loved ones who you wish could be there that day, and, you know, you want to remember them, you want other people to see their pictures. We did a whole table where it had, you know, photos, and then and it was just set up nicely. It just
I think we had like a fake candle that you like turn on.
Yes.
So there's like a little candle there, and we had like pictures and a sign. I think some flowers too. I think there were some flowers around it. It was cute.
And I think there was a sign that said, you know, like, if heaven weren't so far away, I know you'd be here today.
Something like that.
I can't think of
Something
that
like
song.
that.
It's a country song.
It's something,
But, it's from that country song, but it was really nice. That was really pretty. So we are gonna wrap this up because we've given a lot of information, and this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's really great if you happen to love your new daughter-in-law, because it makes everything so much funner.
Funner?
But
That's not a word. More
funner?
fun.
No, funner
No,
is a
it's
word.
not a word.
Funner
It's
is a
more
word.
fun.
I think funner.
Okay,
Everything is funner.
It's
Everything
more
is
fun.
More fun.
We'll Google it. Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes they're annoying. Sometimes they're not so fun.
Not so funner.
Exactly. Okay, well, thank you. Oh, by the way, if you like this, hey, subscribe to my channel and click the thumbs up button. And And
Oh,
see all
gosh.
the links below. And join me next time. Thanks for stopping by. Pushing.
It's recording.
Yes.
Yes.
This up. Wrap it up. Okay. Okay. We'll see how we
cuts like the edge up. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is that better?
Well, no, closer together.
Yes, we can. Oh, we
I'm
can.
in the middle of this.
Stop skirting away.
I don't want to. You come more in the middle, like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Am I talking to the camera? Am I talking to you?
Talk to them.
Talk to them. Oh. Yeah. Okay. It's weird. Yeah.
It is. It's super weird.